everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and today we are going to be making this masterpiece right here. It is a cinnamon swirl banana bread with vanilla cinnamon glaze. It smells so amazing. This recipe, I give full credits to Chell's Sweets, is like her Instagram handle and everything. I'm gonna have the recipe linked down below. I love to bake, but I'm definitely not a master and making my own recipes, and most of my recipes I get from her because I just love what she makes. So this is from her. I'll have it linked down below if you want to follow along. This was so much fun to make and honestly relatively easy, and everything was from scratch. So it's gonna be really fun and I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into the video. Your cinnamon swirl we have to make, which just consists of a half a cup of sugar and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. Then for our bread mix, we need 2 overripe bananas or ripe bananas. You need some lemon juice, some unsalted butter, some granulated sugar, some vegetable oil, 1 large whole egg and 1 egg white, baking powder, baking soda, some cinnamon, salt, and flour, and then some buttermilk also at room temperature. And then for our vanilla cinnamon glaze, you're gonna need some powdered sugar, some, again, unsalted butter, vanilla extract, cinnamon, and some milk. Okay, you guys, so we're gonna start off by making the base. First, off camera, I made the cinnamon and sugar mix. It's just a cup of granulated sugar and a tablespoon of ground cinnamon. So we have that all set. I didn't show it because it's pretty straightforward. So we're gonna grab just a bowl and we're gonna take our 2 overripe bananas. I don't know if these are really overripe, but they're ripe. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna dump these in. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna mash these up. I only have a fork, but if you have like a masher, you could use a masher. But I mean, they're ripe bananas, so they're easy enough. Okay, so I feel like our bananas are pretty well mashed up, and then we're just gonna add in a tablespoon of lemon juice. We do this to brighten the flavor of the bananas as well as prevent them from browning, because we are going to sit this aside for a little bit while we make the rest of the batter. So that is just to help out with that. And I'm just gonna mix it so it's all together. And then you've got this kind of gross looking, but nonetheless good banana mixture. Okay, so now to get started on the rest of the base, you're gonna grab your stand mixer that has the whisk attachment on. You can also use a hand mixer, but I just have a stand one. And we are going to take a 1/4 cup of room temperature unsalted butter. This is the Land O'Lakes most butter, I feel like now. They sell them where they come in the quarters, where if you're making like a cake, it's kind of annoying that happens, but for this recipe and any kind of smaller recipes, it works great. So you don't have to go and cut it out. So we're gonna put that in there. And then we're gonna take a half a cup of granulated sugar. And we are going to beat this until it is light in color. This takes a little bit, it takes like a minute or 2. So I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like when it's all beat, so you can see. And this is right about how you want it to look. Obviously it's not that much, but you want the mixture to look a little bit like this. We're going to add a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, 1 egg white. I split the egg white before the video because I wasn't sure if I would be able to do it on camera. I know I can do it, but I wasn't sure. And then 1 egg. The egg white and the egg are both room temp, which is really important. The reason why it's important is they mix easier. Your ingredients mix easier when they're on room temp. We're gonna throw the stand mixer on and mix these until they're incorporated. Okay, So now we are going to mix in pretty much the majority of our dry ingredients. So we're gonna start off with 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Then we do a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. This one's always hard for me to get. That one's always so hard because the little notch is so teeny. Then we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. We're gonna do about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then we're gonna put in 228 grams of all-purpose flour. I like to pre-measure out my ingredients and I like to go by grams. If you saw my last bake with me, I talked a little bit more about it. When you're baking cakes or even cupcakes, it's super important to be incredibly specific, or then your cake will be too spongy, too thick. Anything can go wrong. So I'm just in the habit of doing it. You do not have to, but I find it easier to do it this way. So we've got 228 grams. I'm not sure how many like cups that is, but I feel like it's a 1.5 cups. So we're just gonna put that in. And then we are gonna mix everything all together. Okay, and then we're gonna do a 1/3 cup of room temp buttermilk. Again, you guys, if you're picking up on it, room temperature is pretty important over here. And we're gonna mix it all together. So now our batter is gonna be more of a thinner consistency. And we're finally going to add in our banana and our lemon mixture, and then we're basically gonna be done, you guys. Super easy. Okay. Well, that was a thing, I guess. I knew that was gonna happen. Okay, you guys, crisis averted. But we've got the banana and lemon mixture in here, and we're gonna go ahead and mix them all together. Okay, you guys, so this is what your finished batter will look like. We're gonna go ahead and get ready to throw it in the oven. And in order to make the cinnamon swirl, we're gonna take our bread pan that we greased with just some nonstick spray, and we're going to do about 1/3 of the batter, and then we're gonna cover it with a layer of that cinnamon sugar mix, about 1/2 of it. We're gonna do another 1/3 of the batter, cover it with the cinnamon sugar mix again with the rest, and then top off with the rest of the batter. We're just gonna bang it gently also on your kitchen counter just to get rid of any air bubbles that may be in there. And then we're gonna put it in our oven that we preheated to 350 degrees. And we're gonna bake it for 55 to 60 minutes, but make sure you set a timer for halfway through because we're gonna rotate the bread pan just to make sure everything bakes evenly in the oven. Okay, you guys, so our bread is almost done in the oven. It has 13 minutes left. So we are gonna get started on the glaze. I'm very interested to see how this goes. I don't know, but I've never made this recipe. So we'll see how it goes. Anyways, so first we're gonna do a 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. Pre-measured, of course, because that's how I roll. Then we are gonna do 1 tablespoon of room temp butter. We are going to do 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. This is a very cinnamony recipe if you haven't realized. So if you don't like cinnamon, don't make this because you're not gonna like it. And we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. This is imitation vanilla Dominican style. I don't really know the difference if I'm being honest. It smells the same to me. I just like this because it's like a little bit bigger of a bottle, and I think it was cheaper when I bought it, if I'm being honest. And then we're gonna do 3 tablespoons of room temp milk. This is 1% low fat milk. If you're going for dairy-free here, you can, of course, just use almond milk or oat milk or coconut milk or whatever you prefer. I'm just using normal milk. And then it says to whisk it all together until it's smooth. So. Okay, you guys, so I have been stirring this for a while because it's very hard to get the butter to stick or like melt and incorporate. But this is around the texture and the consistency that you want. You're gonna see when we decorate it, I'm gonna transfer what I have it in, but for now we're gonna leave it in this bowl and we're gonna cover it with saran wrap or plastic wrap, whatever you wanna call it. We're doing this because this glaze crusts as it sits. So unless you make this right before you put it on your bread, I would recommend covering it with a saran wrap or again, plastic wrap, just to prevent it from crusting and help yourself out a little bit. So that's my 2 cents. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do that. And I'll check back in with you guys when it's time to put this glaze on the bread. Okay, so the bread is out of the oven and it's cooled down a little bit. We're gonna grab our glaze, which I just put into this little bottle because I'm fancy and I like to be extra. And now we're gonna go ahead and put the glaze on the bread and we'll be done. Now we're just gonna glaze it on. This is not the best squirt bottle, but we're just trying to get a nice little glaze going. Also in her recipe on the video that she made of this, she had a lot of glaze on hers. It was like on the sides, so I'm gonna be aggressive with this. Okay, you guys, and that's the end of it all. We have made our cinnamon swirl banana bread with a vanilla cinnamon glaze. It looks so good. I wish you guys could smell through your phones because it smells so good. I can't wait to get into this. My entire family is very excited to try this. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I post every Monday and Friday, so if you want to see what's going on in my life and some more bake with me's, please subscribe. And I hope you have an amazing day or night or whatever it is, wherever you are. I hope it's amazing because you deserve the best. I never forget that. Okay? Okay. Much love.